Alright guys, let me know in the comments where you are watching from, guys. The Tesla shares are currently about 1% plus going into this earnings, guys, and I basically cannot wait anymore. Okay, I was looking very much forward to this day. I was looking very much forward to this earnings, Q1 earnings, right? 2021. What a brand new year. Hopefully better than the last one. And we are looking into a couple of things before we are seeing, you know, the stock reaction to the earnings. I'm super excited. As you can see, I cannot stop smiling. Guys, and what we will look for is pretty much this here. We will definitely look forward until the shareholder deck will be released. This will be for once, and then later on we will dive into the earnings call, which will be about in about 1.5 hours. So it will be a long evening, and I can welcome you guys from Italy, from USA, from Berlin, from London, from Austria, and from Italy as well. So make sure to smash that keyboard and let me know where you are watching from. And the question is, are we going to see a party tonight? Okay, make sure to thumb up this video and follow me on Instagram if you haven't done it. Wolf Dubai Danny. I'm posting there every single day, and you get to know me a little bit better. But yeah, the question is, do we will have a party after hours? Because this will be the question of the day, right? I mean, we will dive in a second about the expectation, what the market is expecting. Then we will talk about the Whisper earnings, what the market thinks under the unofficial way, what they think. And then we look into experts of Tesla and influencers, what they think about the company. Okay, so the question is really if we see a party tonight. Yeah, I love that scene. So, we will know if the numbers are out by the following. So, you see here the box with the live earnings, and you actually see that here you have the closing. So, we closed about 1.2% higher for the day, and then here are the after hours. Okay, after hours the stock is about neutral as of now. This usually changes as soon as we have the earnings presentation. The earnings presentation is not yet out. Okay, it will be here for download, and then we will dive into it. You remember maybe from the last presentation, this is how they look like, you know, Q4 and full year 2020 update. This is how it looked like for the last couple of quarters. This is a new design where they talk about the cash position, the profitability, the summary, and so on and so forth. Then they go into some numbers, then they go into a financial summary, which is great. Then they are looking into the productions of which we already know, right? We know already how many cars were produced and sold and delivered. So this is nothing new really, but what we will hear now about more about solar deployment, storage, and supercharger. Then we will have an update on the Gigafactories worldwide, which is great. Then we will have things about the Autopilot and the full self-driving, obviously. We will have updates on the energy storage. We will have, the outlook of the current year, which will be also interesting. We will have some photos and charts, right? This is, guys, by the way, this is the last quarter presentation. Okay, not that some people are joining and misleading this into the Q1 presentation. This is not what it is. And then we obviously will see some pictures and so on and so forth. So expect something very similar for this quarter as well. Okay, as of now, let me know in the comments, in the chat, guys, if you're seeing anything going crazy. Usually also we can open that as well. CNBC is usually very fast in getting those earnings as well, with some breaking news here. So let's stay tuned. But as of now, it seems it's not yet online. It can come online any minute. It can come online in a half an hour. It can come online in 1 hour. Okay, we don't know. So let's have a look what the Whisper numbers are. Okay, Whisper earnings is a, let's say, unofficial way of earnings estimations, and why it's not working, that's another very good question. I hate the Bing search engine here. Okay, so let's put in Whisper earnings, Tesla. Here we go. So we hope that the stock goes obviously green, same like my t-shirt here, and the light of the studio. So oh, there is something going on. There seems to the stock is down 1%, but I don't know if this is just trading, or there's something out already. So Tesla, as you can see, slightly down, but no presentation is up yet. So this is the expected. Okay, so we have here the earnings, which is the consensus of $0.78. This is the earnings per share, which is expected. Okay, this is expected, guys. And the unofficial numbers are here at 0.86 earnings per share, so a little bit higher than the street expectations. And then we have obviously Gary Black, for example, on Twitter, who is a very big influencer into Tesla world, and he just posted that he thinks that the non-GAAP EPS will now, in his personal opinion, be about $1. Okay, the stock is down after hours 1.11%, but it doesn't mean directly that something is out. Now we are out, guys. We are having those updates. Okay, so here we go. Highlights: operating cash flow less capex, free cash flow of $293 million. Debt and finance lease reduction of $1.2 billion in Q1. Net cash outflow of $1.2 billion related to Bitcoin. Okay. In total, 2.2 decrease in our cash and cash equivalent to $17.1 billion. Okay. Profitability. So we are having an 1.1 billion non-GAAP net income. That's quite impressive. And $38 million net income profit. Okay, not bad. Let me see what was. Do we have? I think it should be. Yeah, so that would be a 1.057 EPS, so much bigger than expected, actually. Let me have a look. Yeah, so 1.052. Okay, that's that's pretty good, guys. Okay, so this is way better than expected. So this is for the EPS, but I don't want to, go fast forward here. So summary. What about the operations? Model 3 was the best-selling premium sedan in the world. Production ramp of Model Y in Shanghai progressing well. Record vehicle production and deliveries in Q1. So in Q1 we achieved our highest ever production. In Q, I'm just watching with one eye on the stock. The stock is still quite neutral. No, not much change. Then we are having the summary. So in Q1, we achieved our highest ever vehicle production and deliveries. This was in spite of multiple challenges, including seasonality, supply chain instability, and the transition to the new Model S and X. Our GAAP net income reached 438 million, and our non-GAAP net income surpassed 1 billion for the very first time in our history. While the ESP of our vehicles declined in Q1, our auto gross margin increased sequentially as our costs decreased even faster. Reducing the average cost of the vehicles we produce is essential to our mission. In 2017, we began the production of the Model 3. Our average cost per vehicle across the fleet was $84,000. Due to the launch of new products and new factories and the reduced mix of Model S and X, our average cost declined to sub $38,000 per vehicle in Q1. This is insane, guys. This is insane, okay? This is really insane. This is, think about the product that Tesla can create in just a matter of years from now with this kind of cost reductions, okay? Now, okay, of course we have, there's someone saying this was not the EPS. And Gallardo Steve just posted in the chat at this 0.93. Still a beat, okay? Still a beat. So about 3.5 years into its production, and even without a European factory, Model 3 was the best-selling premium sedan in the world, outselling long-time industry leaders such as the 3 Series and E-Class. This demonstrates that an electric vehicle can be category leader and outsell its gas-powered counterparts. We believe Model Y can become not just a category leader, but also best-selling vehicle of any kind globally. Wow, that's a big statement, okay, here. First deliveries of the new Model S should start very shortly. Model Y production rate in Shanghai continues to improve quickly, and 2 new factories, Berlin and Texas, are making progress. There's a lot to be excited about in 2021. Okay, so a nice summary here. Revenue at about 10.4, which if we compare it to the revenue, what is consensus, definitely a beat here. The gross margin also not bad, so very, very comparable to the gross margin in Q2, as well as a little bit better than last quarter. Operating margin got much better than the last Q1. Oh yeah, and then here obviously we have the EPS, okay? So that's obviously the most important number. Okay, what else? Revenue. Total revenue grew 74% year over year Q1. This was primarily achieved throughout substantial growth in vehicle deliveries, as well as growth in other parts of the business. At the same time, vehicle average selling price declined by 13% year over year as Model S and X deliveries reduced in Q1 due to the product updates and as lower average sales price China-made vehicles became a larger percentage of our mix. Profitability. Our operating income improved in Q1 compared to the same period last year to 594 million, resulting in a 5.7 operating margin. This profit level was reached while incurring SBC expense attributed to the 2018 CEO of Award about $299 million. That's obviously what's the salary now, or the let's say payout for Elon Musk himself. By an increase in market capitalization and a new operational milestone becoming probable. Year over year, possible impacts from volume growth, regulatory credit revenue growth, gross margin improvement driven by further product cost reduction and sale of Bitcoin. 101 million positive impact net of relating impairments and restructuring and others line were mainly offset by a lower ASP, increased SBS, additional supply chain costs, R&D investments and other items. Model S and Model X changeover cost negatively impacted both gross margin as well as R&D expenses. Cash quarter end cash and cash equivalent decreased to 17. I think it was like $19 billion the last time, driven mainly by a net cash outflow of 1.2 billion in cryptocurrency Bitcoin purchases, net debt and finance lease repayments of 1.2 billion, partially offset by free cash flow of 293 million. Then we have the operational summary, and as we know, nothing was produced at the S and X in the Q1. We had an increase of 100% increase year over year at the Model 3 and Y, obviously mainly big impacted by the huge let's say opportunity in Shanghai, which obviously it's getting much better. By the way, the stock is just down 1%, so not a big surprise here. A small beat, yes. Total deliveries 104% increase year over year. Oh, here, that's important as well. So Sula deployed also 163% growth. Storage deployed 71%, storage and service locations 28%, mobile fleet service 22% increase, charger stations increased about 40%. Okay, that's also great. Vehicle capacity. ICE vehicle comprised 97% of cars sold globally in 2020 and 98% of Tesla trade-ins. As more OEMs join our mission by launching EVs, we believe consumer confidence in EVs continues to increase and more customers are willing to make the switch. Our Q1 order rate was strongest. Wow, this is important, guys. This is a very big one. Our Q1 order rate was the strongest in our history, and we are moving as quickly as possible to add more production capacity. So here, again, Tesla says, we don't have enough to produce for all the orders we are getting in, okay? So demand problem should be definitely out of question here for the next couple of months. Okay, I will just increase that a little bit to show it to you guys better. Then we have US, California, and Texas. In Fremont, Model Y production continued to ramp successfully and is approaching full capacity. In Texas, the factory build out continues to progress quickly, remaining on track to start production and deliveries late this year. We recently began moving equipment into the building and are in the process of commissioning them in certain areas. That's great. That's really, really great. China, Shanghai, Model Y ramp in Shanghai is progressing well. We expect that our Shanghai factory will continue to increase quarterly production output through the year. We recently improved our domestic supply sourcing ratio to over 90%. Wow. Vehicles export to Europe and APAC continue to progress as planned, and in Berlin-Brandenburg in Europe, build-out Gigafactory Berlin is continuing to move forward with production and deliveries remaining on track for late 2021. Machinery for paint, stamping, casting, etc. continues to be moved into the building. In the meantime, we continue to increase import volumes to Europe. Okay, so here it's clear. China, very, very important. Texas in the Berlin-Brandenburg under construction still, and will produce Model Y. I think in one, kind of tweet, Elon Musk said that they will definitely, build a limited quantity of Berlin and Texas Model Ys. Okay, so. And then to be discussed will be Cybertruck, will be Tesla Semi, will be the Roadster, and a future product. So that's quite interesting. What else? Let me see. Oh, and here you can nice see that our competitors are 98% ICE. Okay, so very, very interesting. Core technology, Autopilot and full self-driving. Our team continues to focus on the V9 version of full self-driving City Street Beta, which will soon become more widely available in the United States. We believe that a vision-only system is ultimately all that is needed for fully autonomy. Our AI-based software architecture has been increasingly reliant on cameras to the point where radar is becoming unnecessary earlier than expected. As a result, our FSD team is fully focused on evolving to a vision-based autonomous system, and we are nearly ready to switch the US market to Tesla Vision. Okay, that's interesting. Tesla Vision seems to be like an internal program, and here you can see the sales compared to the other premium vehicles, and the Model 3 is just going through all of them, guys. Okay, that's just unbelievable. Then we have vehicle software. While over-the-air software updates of maps and infotainment systems are becoming more common, firmware updates remain rare in the automotive industry. In Q1, we were able to navigate through global chip supply shortage issue in part by pivoting extremely quickly to new microcontrollers while simultaneously developing firmware for new chips made by new suppliers. Okay, so this is important, guys, okay? Because a lot of the other car manufacturers have the issues with the chip shortage. So here they are saying, while over-the-air software updates of maps and infotainment are becoming more common, firmware's updates remain rare in the automotive industry. In Q1, we were able to navigate through global chip supply shortage issues in part by pivoting extremely quickly to new microcontrollers, while simultaneously developing firmware for new chips made by new suppliers. So that's quite interesting. Battery and powertrain. The range of our vehicles has increased significantly over the years and will continue to increase thanks to improvements in cell chemistry. So design, battery pack architecture, powertrain efficiency, new thermal system, vehicle platform design, because achieving longer range is essential for converting more ICE vehicle owners to EV. Range improvements remain one of our main priorities. So also very good here. Obviously, this is the right way to go. Then we have energy storage. Energy storage deployments grew 71% year over year, mainly driven by the popularity of our Powerwall. Demand for Powerwall continues to far exceed our production rate. No demand issue. As a result, we recently shifted Powerwall deliveries to solar customers only. As we increase our production rate, we might make it available once again as a standalone product. The recent snowstorm in Texas and other blackout events continue to drive customers towards home energy storage solutions. Yeah, that's all of these events, like the health crisis or the recent snowstorms of these events, give Tesla obviously an extra push. So I think it's really important for Tesla to increase capabilities and the quantity of real production capabilities to make sure to deliver and grow as fast as possible. Okay, energy storage deployments can vary meaningfully quarter to quarter depending on the timing of specific project milestones, which is the driver behind the sequential decline in megawatt hours. Production of energy storage products improved further sequentially as our backlog remains long. Okay. Solar and retrofit on solar roof. Solar deployments reached 92 megawatt in Q1, our strongest quarter in 2.5 years. Solar roof deployments grew 9 times compared to the same period last year. Also very strong. What are here? Okay, recovery of Tesla Solar. Solar is much more, selling here. And also the used vehicle sales. We have here a big increase. Service and others. Our used Tesla vehicle business continues to grow in total volume and improve financially. The volume in this business is a function of historically new car deliveries, which suggests our used car business has a strong foundation for growth. Additionally, we remain focused on global growth in service capacity, reduced customer wait times, and improved operational efficiency. Okay. Outlook, and this is one of the most important slides here. Okay, so we plan to grow our manufacturing capacity as quickly as possible. Our multi-year horizon, we expect to achieve 50% average annual growth in vehicle delivery. So that would mean that they are looking into 750,000 cars delivered in next year. In some of the years, we might grow faster, which we expect to be the case in 2021. Okay, that's interesting. The rate of growth will depend on our equipment capacity, operational efficiency, and capacity and stability of the supply chain. Cash. We have sufficient liquidity to fund our product roadmap, long-term capacity expansion plans, and other expenses. Profit. We expect our operational margin will continue to grow over time, continuing to reach industry-leading levels with capacity expansions and localizations plans underway. Product. We are currently building Model Y capacity at Gigafactory Berlin and Gigafactory Texas and remain on track to start production and deliveries from each location in this year, basically. Gigafactory Shanghai will continue to expand further over time. Tesla Semis delivery will also begin in 2021. So all seems to be pretty nice. And now we get some photos. So Gigafactory in Berlin, yeah, looks already much more finished. Actually really well, in my personal opinion. Then we have the Giga casting machine, which is very impressive. Then we have the stamping press in Berlin, also already installed. Then we have the Texas Model Y factory construction, which is interesting as well. Here, obviously, it's not so far like in Germany, but apparently they're putting some machinery already inside, and I think, yeah, that's already inside. So this is what they have done already, which is quite impressive. Obviously, guys, also very important, you know, they are getting much better with every Gigafactory that they finish. Okay, so this is important, guys. Gigafactory Shanghai expansion continues, also quite interesting. Then our semi truck prototype testing. Yeah, very nice truck. What do we have here? Key metrics quarterly. Yeah, operational cash flow. It's obviously interesting, all positive. Then also here, all positive as well. Vehicle deliveries. So, and financial statement. So I think this is a pretty well quarter. Let's see what CNBC is saying. So Tesla reported a net income of 438 million during the quarter, as well as earnings of 93 cents per share. So whatever we just saw in the presentation, a little bit better than expected on revenue, and they had 518 million in revenue from sales of the credits. Okay, okay, here they are saying that, you know, the sales of vehicles is growing much faster than the growth of service, and some people are facing frustration, which I can understand, you know. The company revealed in February it purchased Bitcoin and would potentially invest in other cryptocurrencies in future. By April, Bitcoin rose to record levels before pulling back. In the earnings release, the company said it recorded a net cash outflow of 1.2 billion related to Bitcoin quarter. Tesla said last month that Jerome Julien, its former president of automotive, will be moving in the role of president of heavy trucking. It's not clear who, if anyone, has replaced Julien, but personal updates could come during the earnings call. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So impressive growth, guys, here for Tesla. Beat on the EPS, slightly beat on the revenue. I mean, amazing numbers. Okay, why the stock is a little bit down here, as you can see. After hours, I can understand, but if I agree with it, I don't know. You know, it's definitely interesting what will be on the earnings call, which should be somewhere in 1 hour. I will see if I will see a lot of interest, guys. Let me know in the chat. I will do a streaming as well. And other than that, I hope you have a fantastic, you know, evening. And I hope those numbers are helping you. The stock is not quite positive after the earnings release. So let's see what the day brings tomorrow. And I see you. Thank you very much for tuning in, and take care.